When you watch this movie, you are expendable. Your time is expendable. Your sanity is expendable. Your love for action movies is expendable. Your thrills are expendable. Your excitement is expendable. Pretty much everything is expendable. Even your dick is expendable. Because this movie pretty much takes it away from you and then ends up somehow bringing it to life and then fuck you up the ass. Yes, Expendables 3 is so bad, it makes your dick fuck you up your own ass. It makes you go fuck yourself. Expendables 3, I actually thought, okay, this might be decent. I have to admit, yes, I did, in Talking Cinema, I did talk about how Sly betrayed us, and he did. I want to do this movie for the younger generation. I want to join that crowd for a little bit. Yeah. Really? You want to join the younger crowd? I thought we joined that crowd. Yeah, the crowd that doesn't give a fuck about you. That's a pretty good idea. That's a good idea. No. No. No, 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 no! So, anyway, so even after that I was upset, okay, but then I saw some recent TV spots and trailers and it looked like it looks like the fun was brought back. It was less of the tongue-in-cheek, like, making fun of the action genre and jokes and more of just straightforwardness. Okay, looks like it had some nice practical stunts. Mel Gibson looked pretty good in a little bit that I saw. So I was like, okay, all right, okay, maybe. If I was willing to give it a shot. They were planning on trying to use the Fast 5 and Fast 6 approach with the film. And I thought, hey, that's actually a good idea. It doesn't necessarily have to be rated R to be an exciting, fun action movie. Fast 5, Fast 6, Brick Mansions, they all prove that you don't have to be rated R to be an exciting, fun action movie. I mean, even movies that aren't even action movies, like the Sherlock Holmes films had really exciting action scenes, and the Marvel movies like Captain America the Winter Soldier. So you don't necessarily have to be 100% rated R, blood and guts to be a good action film, to be fun and exciting. Well, they didn't even follow that template. This movie didn't even do that. This movie decided, fuck that. Even though we basically have in our advertisements, we're trying to be like Fast 6. No, let's have fucking direct-to-video fucking piece of shit excuse for action scenes. And let's literally just neuter every single goddamn thing about the 80s action genre you thought you knew. Yeah, literally, everything you think you know, everything you know about the 80s action genre, this piece of shit neuters it. This piece of shit takes a fucking bunch of shears and does a public castration on it right in front of your own very eyes. Right in front of your eyes. Snips those little balls off and shoves them right down your fucking throat. I'm serious. This is literally one of the most sad and pathetic sequels, let alone action films, I've seen in my entire life. I'm going to say it right now, and you can quote me on this. I think Expendables 3 is Stallone's worst film. Seriously. I would rather watch Rhinestone twice than watch this boring, lame piece of shit. I'd also rather watch Stop or Mom Will Shoot. I'd rather watch Oscar. I'd rather watch Rocky 5. This shit makes this shit makes Judge Dredd look like a fucking masterpiece. Okay? This is not fun, not entertaining. It literally felt like I was watching a funeral procession of the 80s action genre and these action legends. Should have just played the Imperial March throughout the whole goddamn movie, or just the funeral march. That should be the theme for Expendables 3. Expendables 3. Coming soon to a theater near you. Dun, 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 dun. Seriously. You get to watch your action legends die on the big screen. August 13th. And if you get there on the first showing, you will get the special chairs that end up having dildos to fuck you up the ass. It's Dildo Vision. Exclusively for Expendables 3. Anyway, so yeah, this is gonna be fun. Okay, that's all I gotta say. Sit back, relax. This is gonna be a fun one. So, after all, so, yeah, fucking bullshit. And so, I thought, okay, might be okay. No, it's not even okay. It's fucking shit. There's not a goddamn thing about this movie, except for a couple performances, maybe a couple scenes that aren't even action scenes that I actually like. There's like 2 scenes. Like been 3, maybe 4, out of a movie that's like an hour and 55 minutes long. I mean, I'm sorry, that's not good enough. I'm not lowering my expectations. I'm not lowering them below the Earth's crust to pretty much down to the fucking core of the Earth in order to accept this movie's bullshit. I'm not doing it. This movie is lazy. This movie is half-assed. I've seen direct-to-video movies that are better. I mean, fuck. I mean, I've seen better action scenes than fucking comedies. Hot Shots Part 2 has better action scenes than any scene in Expendables 3. And that's a fucking comedy. Come on. Anyway, so I literally want to do to the producers and the people responsible for this shit, and I love Sly, but I almost want to do this too. Remember in Hot Shots Part 2 where Charlie Sheen punched that guy so hard his balls fell out of his mouth? Yeah, I'd like to do that. Just punch the fucking producers, all 13 or 16 of them, right in the nuts. Balls come out like the fucking, multi-balls in a pinball game. Just boom, 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 boom. Because that's how it felt. It felt like all 16 of those motherfucking 13 or 16 of those motherfucking producers are punching me in the balls for about 2 hours. Anyway, and then Sly was punching me in the face with his famous left hook. So anyway. Okay. I gotta try to remember what I saw. So that's another problem. Okay, Expendables 3. You already know the cast. Stallone returns as Barney Ross. Might as well be Barney the fucking dinosaur. Because seriously, he's about as badass as Barney in this. As Barney the purple dinosaur, in my opinion, in this movie. I mean, I actually thought he was less likable than Barney the purple dinosaur. And I don't fucking like Barney the purple dinosaur. Okay? I never liked Barney. Even when I was a fucking kid. But I think I'd go for Barney the purple dinosaur over this Barney Ross, because he's a fucking asshole. So you'll hear why I feel that way soon enough. Anyway, someone's got Sylvester Stallone returning as Barney Ross, Barney the purple dinosaur Ross. Jason Statham returns as Lee. Black Christmas. Antonio Banderas is a newcomer as Galgo. It's a stupid fucking name. Might as well call him a fucking GoBot while you're at it. Or Zardoz. What is he related to Zardoz? I've had it with Zardoz. He's giving me enough shit. I don't need to see his relative in Expendables 3. Or fucking Galgo or Golgo or Go-Go. Go-Go boot swearing motherfucker who won't shut the fuck up. Jet Li returns as Yin Yang, but he has nothing to fucking do. He doesn't even get in one fight scene. Antonio Banderas has more scenes of fighting than Jet Li. Wesley Snipes is Dr. Death. What a stupid name. I also just call him Dr. Jingling, Dr. Jangalang, Dr. Ling Ling, Dr. I'm not really Dr. Giggles. Dr. Giggles is more badass than his Dr. Death. Wesley Snipes is poorly used in this movie. Fucked it up. Like he didn't use any martial arts at all. Dolph Lundgren is back as Gunnar Jensen. I love to say a volatile member of the team. They should probably say an invaluable member of the team, because he pretty much has nothing to fucking do except say some stupid jokes again, because his character's a fucking joke again, and then he has even less to do than he had Expendables 2. He drives a fucking tank, and he shoots a gun a couple times. That's fucking it. That's bullshit. Dolph deserves so much better than that. Kelsey Grammer That's Bonaparte. He's a retired mercenary and an ally of the Expendables. Like, Napoleon Bonaparte? Really? Ziggy, Piggy, Ziggy, Piggy. But seriously, what the fuck? Why the fuck is Frazier in this movie? He's not bad. He does an alright job. But I still want to know, why the fuck is Frazier Crane in the Expendables 3? Randy Couture as Toll Road, who's, once again, pretty much useless. He's not a great actor, so I'm glad he doesn't have much to do. Terry Crews comes back as Hail Caesar, doesn't have much to do. He doesn't even have fun one-liners. He doesn't even have his badass shotgun. All he does is get shot in the ass by Mel Gibson. He gets a severe case of butt hurt. Kellan Lutz is Smiley. Yeah, Kellan Lutz is one of the new members. Yeah, he's smiling because this is a fact. No, that's a joke. Not trying to offend anybody who might be homosexual or people who, that's a joke. I have to make that clear. I have to clarify that because I had some people ask me about it. It's a joke, okay? But really, yeah, he's smiling because he's getting a dick up his ass. And he's loving it. Pretty much, he should be retitled the Dirt Bike Kid. Because that's all he fucking does is ride around on a dirt bike, does a BMX stunt, and drives around and throws grenades in tanks. In the tiny hole of the tank, so it throws a grenade in the tank's pee hole. Wonderful! You know what? If I want to see fucking motorcycles drive around and blow up tanks, I'll watch Megaforce. Ace, fucking Ace, man. He kicks so much more ass than this fucking poser, Kellan Lutz, Twilight gang-banging motherfucker. Fucking Kellan Lutz as an expendable. Give me a fucking break. You ain't got shit on Ace Hunter. Ronda Rousey comes is another newcomer as Luna. She's an athletic bouncer, nightclub bouncer. She's a chick that can kick ass. That's it. I will give her that. She can fight, but she can't act. And plus, her fucking eye mole is distracting. Glen Powell, he's Thorne, who they say that he's, Thorne. Might as well be Damien Thorne. He's about as useful as fucking Damien Thorne and Omen 3. Actually, he's more useful than this guy. They said, Wikipedia says he's a highly trained combat veteran and hacker. Bullshit! All he is a fucking recreational climbing dude. He's a climbing dude. He's climbing bro and hacking bro. Hacker bro. That's it. He's fucking climbing bro and hacker bro. Highly trained my ass. Victor Ortiz is Mars. Yeah. You know what you should do? You should fucking blow your ass to Mars. Yeah. Fart your ass off this planet, Ortiz, and go to fucking Mars. And get the fuck off of this planet so you won't be starring in Expendables 3 or any other action movies from now on because you are fucking useless. He's a sharpshooter and a lethal soldier who's afraid of heights. Yeah, leave the soldier my ass. All he can fucking do is he's a guy who can hold a gun. He can carry a gun and he can shoot it. You know what? Why we should just go ahead and shoot himself and put all of us out of our fucking misery so we don't have to watch this fucking useless, pathetic excuse for an action star run around shooting a shotgun at close range, which is something that Dolph Lundgren should be doing, or even Wesley Snipes, or fucking Arnold Schwarzenegger, who has less running screen time as all of these fucking faux Expendables, these fake Expendables, these fucking young guts, young puns, fucking pieces of shit. Yeah, young puns. They're not young guns, they're fucking young puns. This is a fucking joke. Anyway, Harrison Ford has a brief role as Max Drummer, and he's one of the few things about the film that's actually any good. Mel Gibson plays the villain, Conrad Stonebanks, who's another thing. He does a decent job of what he's asked to do, but it's not much. Robert Davi has a role as Goran Vata, who's the head of the Albanian mafia, and has like 2 fucking lines of dialogue and then fucking dies. So yeah, does this sound great to you? Does it really sound like a really wonderful film? No, it doesn't. I'm not even close to being finished. Not even close. Patrick Hughes directed this, who directed Red Hill, which I haven't seen yet, which is like a Western thriller, which I don't see this guy's talent. I mean, this shit looked like a direct-to-video movie. Like it just looked like a fucking direct-to-video movie. Like an Asylum rip-off of the Expendables. It even had this shitty CGI to match. So, screenplay by Creighton Rothenberger, Katrin Benedict, and Sylvester Stallone. Stories by Sylvester Stallone. I don't know who wrote the dialogue. I hope it's not Stallone, because if it is Stallone who wrote some of these one-liners, that I don't even want to call them one-liners. They're zero-liners, because there's not a fucking joke. They're not funny. There's no punchline. There's nothing there. It's like this piece of shit. There's nothing there except shit, or just nothing. It's just you should just sit down and watch this movie and just see a fucking blank screen for an hour and 55 minutes. In fact, I'd rather watch that. That would be less painful to sit through. So anyway, Expendables 3. Fuck you, motherfucker. Yeah, don't get John Woo. No, John Woo wants to do Expendables 3. Don't get him. Get a guy who directed a direct-to-video Western. Great job, Sly. Great job. Yeah, damn right I'm pissed. I expected better from Stallone, a man I idolize and I actually look up to. And he comes out and he sells out like a fucking bitch and says shit like, oh, we're to join the new generation for a little bit. Generation doesn't give a fuck about you, and you officially have fucking taken the old school 80s action genre out in the back alley somewhere and shot it in the back of the fucking head. I hope you're happy, Sly. I hope you're happy, you fucking sellout. I still appreciate the guy, the man, and I still love him for a lot of his other films, but the Sly right now needs to get his head out of his fucking ass and realize, man, this is not the right way to go. I mean, look at this shit. He's charging $2,500 for fans to come just meet with him at somewhere in the UK somewhere. An evening with Sylvester Stallone for $2,500. Where you can just sit in a cramped bunch of seats and just listen to him talk to you. He's literally, he has really let his ego go to his goddamn head. And it's really too bad. For a man who started out with nothing and should be an inspiration to us all, seems like he's really let his ego get the better of him lately. So get your head out of your own ass, Sly, and do Hunter, or do Isobar, or retire and just start writing, or do that Edgar Allan Poe movie you've been wanting to do. But please stop fucking the action genre over. It's so fucking sad and pathetic. It makes me want to cry to see that Expendables franchise, which started out with good intentions, when Sly pretty much said that this is for you old school 80s action fans. And then gradually over, the next film, it started to become less and less of what it was originally supposed to be. And now it's completely unrecognizable. PG-13, watered down, pussified bullshit. And with a bunch of fucking new young kids who are only in the film just because they're young. Not because they're better than the old Expendables. No, because they're young. That's it. They're fucking young. So, just disappointed. I really am. I'm just disappointed in Sly. I really am. I hate to say it, but yeah, he's a fucking sellout right now. There's no other, what? Am I supposed to say he's not? He is. He's a fucking sellout. If you go in and you purposely, you decide to just make the franchise PG-13 now in order to make some more money and just fuck off to the old fans who are the reason why I thought you made these series of movies to begin with, then you're a fucking sellout. There's no fucking other explanation for it. Until he apologizes and says I made a mistake or I should try to do something else. But no, he even said recently in an interview, he said that, I've learned from my mistakes. I'm gonna try to appeal to the new generation now. Mike, that's a fucking mistake in itself. Appeal to the new generation. Yeah, it makes a lot of logical sense, Sly, to appeal to a generation that didn't grow up with you and doesn't give a shit about your old action movies and calls them cheesy, lame, and shit. Which is exactly what this piece of shit is. You want to appeal to that generation? Well, you just made a film that they probably, hey, the new generation probably eat it up because they don't fucking seem to appreciate your older films anyway, like Cobra, Tango and Cash, and so forth. Because I've seen a lot of people give those movies shit lately. Young fucking kids, just like the young kids in this goddamn movie. So and I know I'm just going to clarify, not all of the young kids are like that. I know there's a lot of people on my YouTube channel and friends that don't agree with that. They don't like this, the way that the action genre is going. They don't like it. And they do appreciate the older films. But there's a growing number of fucking numbskull, dumbass kids who don't appreciate it. Who just call it corny, they call it cheesy, they call it lame, they call it shitty, and that's their opinion. They're entitled to it. But if they go in and say that this movie is good, they say that this movie is how it should be done, then they have no idea what the fuck they're talking about. Because, yeah, a watered-down, pussified fucking action movie is the way action films should be. Fuck off. Go suck Christopher Nolan's dick and go cry in a fucking corner. I'm serious. I really, honestly, I'm sick of it. I'm sick of people defending this shit. There's nothing to defend. You should be defending... What? It's newer. It's better than old. Bullshit. What, you live in the past? Yeah, I'm going to live in the past because the past actually kicks ass. Like this movie. Hard Target. Hard Target, either version. The uncut or the theatrical version kicks the fucking shit out of this piece of shit, Expendables 3. No contest. If you think that this shit is better than Hard Target, you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. I'm being honest. I'm going to do it. I don't care what kind of flack I get for it. If you think this shit is better, that this is how action movies should be done versus Hard Target, you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Because you obviously have no realm or any kind of fucking appreciation for the action genre. Because this shit is weak. But if you end up liking it more than Hard Target, be my guest. I've had it. And I'm sick of it. I'm sick of this shit getting a pass. I'm sick of this watered-down bullshit getting a pass. I'm sick of fucking shitty excuses for action comedies like Ride Along making $100 million and Edge of Tomorrow barely even breaking even. I'm sick of it. Because I know things can be a lot fucking better. Because it's been done in the past. I'm not giving this new shit a pass, a break, because it's new. Fuck that. Just because it's new doesn't mean I should suck its dick. And give it all the hope in the fucking world. Because half the majority of the damn time when I do that, it doesn't even fucking come close to living up to the hopes I had for it. So instead of being fucking disappointed all the goddamn time, damn right I'll be the fucking pessimist. When it comes to recent action movies and horror films. These two genres are fucking DOA right now. Dead on fucking arrival. There might be a few films that kind of surprise me, but a lot of them are either direct-to-video like Ninja 2, or they're not really technically action films. Captain America Winter Soldier is not technically an action film. It's a superhero movie. And it really sucks that a lot of superhero movies tend to have better action scenes than fucking action films. I'm still looking forward to something like The Equalizer with Denzel Washington and so forth. It's a rare occasion now when you see a really good action movie in the theater. Just like seeing a really good horror film in the theater. And that wasn't the case back in the 80s and 90s. So, and that's not because... I'm speechless. I don't understand why these movies suck so much. Why that we don't have abundance of wealth, of great action films that we used to have in the 80s and 90s. Same thing for the horror genre. Why? I think I understand because these half-ass pieces of shit like Expendables 3 get the fucking pass. And people like it. And people say that's good. And so Hollywood keeps saying, okay, those are making money, so let's keep making these half-ass pieces of shit. For the audiences that don't seem to give a shit anymore. And so the people like me who have fucking standards, who actually care, actually give a shit about the quality of the goddamn movie and aren't like, it was okay. Was it great? No, well, it was all right. Was it terrible? Oh, it was okay. It's like, I actually give a shit. Okay, I pay a lot of money to see goddamn movies in the theater. I'm entitled to give a shit, and I'm done. I'm fucking done. I gave this shit a chance, and it fucking blew it out my ass, and I'm fucking done. I'll see shit that I'll still give my money to something like Guardians of the Galaxy, but I'm not taking very many chances anymore. I'm not. I'll just stick with what I know. I'll stick with what I know is good, or I'll try to find some movie that's a gem or whatever that's overlooked or something. I'm done with giving Sly, Arnold, and all these old school action guys a fucking chance on the big screen because they just keep putting out shit like this. And the fact that they put out such a lackluster piece of shit like Expendables 3, and the fact that they have no shame about it, and are perfectly fine with a film where about 50 minutes of the goddamn movie, Expendables aren't in the fucking movie, that if they're okay with it, then they're just taking it for paycheck. It's a paycheck movie. It's no longer any passion behind it. It's just a movie to make some money. It's a cash grab. And that's really fucking too bad. So, trying to get off my soapbox now and to the actual film. If I offended anybody, I'm sorry. I apologize. I just had to get it out there. I had to get that off my chest. Because I'm sick of it. I'm fucking sick of this shit getting the pass. It sucks to be in the situation I'm in right now with a bunch of my other friends. We're just being outmoded. We're being passed by, and the young new generation, which is understandable because those are the people who pay for the tickets, but I would think it would make more sense to appeal to everybody, not just the young kids, but that's not the case because look at all the young adult books that are being adapted into films and being big hits. Look at shit like Ride Along being a big hit. Look at Expendables 3, probably going to be a big hit. Look at all this shit, and you pretty much just realize that in all the superhero movies and so forth, movies aren't for us anymore. Movies aren't for, the theatrical experience isn't for guys like us anymore. Guys and gals like me who appreciate and really enjoy just a simple, fun action flick with some good action scenes and good martial arts and fun one-liners and fun times. That's not the type of movie that's going to be made and released in theaters. That's not for us. That we're not being catered to anymore, and that's what's really sad. And it totally does show in the box office. Look what movie is the biggest hit of the year? Transformers 4. Transformers 4 is the biggest hit of the year so far. That's proof right there that the people like me and my friends and other people you may know who, love the 80s and 90s action movies or that type of film, you're fucked. You're fucked. That's it. You're fucked. You might get one or two movies that might be good, and that's it. The rest of the movies that come out in theater aren't catered towards you. And yeah, I guess that maybe that's a natural thing and it makes sense to do from a business standpoint, but it still doesn't change the fact that it fucking sucks. It really does. It sucks. And I'm not just going to accept it. I'm not just going to sit there and just, well, this is the best I'm going to get and it's better than nothing and just eat a dick. I'm not doing it. I'm not eating a dick. Okay? So, fuck this shit. If it's shit, it's shit. And I'm telling it like it is. And I'm not gonna let it go or just accept it. Bullshit. Anyway, I mean, pieces of shit like this do not deserve to get the fucking pass for being shit. So anyway, speaking of shit, let's try to go through the plot of this piece of fucking garbage. All right, Expendables 3. The movie opens up absolutely one of the most pathetic excuses for an opening action scene I've seen in a big budget action film for theaters in a long, long time. This shit looked worse. This shit looked worse than action scenes I've seen in Steven Seagal direct-to-video movies. I'm serious. I mean, fucking Shadow Man or fucking A Dangerous Man or some shit. They probably had better action scenes than the fucking opening scene here. Fucking King Solomon's Mines. The 80s movie with Richard Chamberlain, which had a train scene in the beginning. Yeah, this train action scene is just pitful. It's fucking embarrassing. And King Solomon's Mines did a better job. And you could tell it wasn't real, that they were behind a fucking green screen almost the entire damn time. But I had still had more thrills with that. Under Siege 2. The whole movie was better than the action scene in the beginning. Broken Arrow. The scenes on the train, the action scenes on the train and Broken Arrow kick the shit. Kick the teeth down the fucking throat of Expendables 3's train scene in the beginning. So you have this really lackluster, shitty train scene with really shitty CGI, looks straight out of the goddamn Sci-Fi Channel, with the whole building that I guess they broke Wesley Snipes out of the prison is entirely made out of CGI for some goddamn reason, including the crates in the background. Couldn't afford crates. You had to create them digitally. And so they end up breaking out Wesley Snipes from the prison, and he gets like a gun and he starts shooting at some people. And I guess Sly and the rest of Expendables set up some goddamn tripwire to send some guys flying or some shit, like some Scooby-Doo trap bullshit. It was really lame. And you could tell it's just watered down. The fight scenes are shot way too up close, so you barely see any kind of impact. The gun, when somebody gets shot, there's nothing. Instead of Expendables, the first Expendables, where Dolph Lundgren shoots and blows a dude in half, no, you don't see any of that, because it's PG-13. It's PG-13 for fucking putrid garbage for 13-year-olds. That's what it is. It's putrid garbage for 13-year-olds. PG-13. So then just really shitty action scene. Words cannot express how shitty this opening action scene is. And so they break out Wesley Snipes' character, Dr. Death, and then they crash the train into the prison and it blows up in a CGI fireball that looks worse than a goddamn PlayStation game. Seriously, some of this shit looked worse than my Xbox. So, Xbox graphics. I mean, damn. So anyway, after that shitty excuse for an action scene, opening action scene, limp dick of an opening with shitty editing, because after the whole thing explodes, it just randomly cuts to the opening credits, and then they randomly go away, and then it's cut to a random scene where a helicopter blows up, and then you get a little bit of backstory on Wesley Snipes' character, and he's a knife expert, which I thought was kind of lame, because we already have a knife expert, and it's Jason Statham. So Wesley Snipes starts talking to Jason Statham and saying lines of dialogue like, "I'm the knife before Christmas." You're like, these aren't even funny. These are just horrible. These are horrid jokes. They're not even so bad they're funny. They're just fucking bad. And then after that, you have other shit like the dialogue is fucking disjointed. There's moments where it's trying to be serious, where Wesley Snipes is talking about all these lost brothers and stuff that he hangs dog tags up in the plane, and then he goes in and starts joking about shit, and then he starts his catchphrase in this, I swear to God, is this: jing-a-ling, jing-a-ling. Like ding-a-ling, ding-a-ling, ling-ling, ling-ling. Ding dong, ding dong, you fucking dong. Why don't you gorge yourself on some fucking ding-dongs, you jing-a-ling-dum or fucking jing-a-ling-dum motherfucker? Jing-a-lang, jing-a-lang? What the fuck? The fuck is that? So, I mean, really, that's his one-liner. Jing-a-ling, jing-a-ling. You're like, what the fuck? Who wrote this shit? A brain-dead fucking ape? Anyway, what the fuck is that? Wesley, why? And the way that he's into this character is approached is shitty. His character pretty much just acts like he's a weirdo. Because I guess when you go to prison, you just get a little bit weird. I didn't know that. I didn't know everybody who went to prison for a long time just came out and they're fucking out of it. Like they're on drugs. I've seen plenty of movies like Innocent Man with Tom Selleck. He gets out and he's not fucking loopy. He's in like a fucking Looney Tune. I mean, just saying stupid lines. Jing-a-lang, jing-a-lang. And then later, in another shitty action scene. Well, of course, before that, we actually have the one good scene, one of the few good scenes in the movie, where Harrison Ford shows up as Max Drummer. Of course, actually, that's afterwards. No, fuck it, that's afterwards. After you have the shitty opening action sequence, you have a brief sort of introduction of Wesley Snipes and his jing-a-lang, jing-a-lang, and his ding-a-ling. And then you end up getting to another action scene, which is fucking lame. Wesley Snipes jumping on some fucking, what is it, like towers and shit, bamboo towers and shit, like he's fucking Prince of Persia. And then there's something to do with a crate. Remind me of the shitty action scene, the A-Team. And then Sly's hanging on for dear life on the edge of the crate. Oh, of course, before that, you had some shitty car chase, which I've seen 10 times better car chases in PM Entertainment movies that didn't look like lazy half-ass shit like this fucking crap. Navy SEALs is so much better than that. Navy SEALs is a better ensemble film than this movie. It's a better action movie and a better ensemble film with a better ensemble cast who actually kick more ass. There's a better car chase at the end where Rick Rossovich and company, Charlie Sheen, Michael Biehn are in the back of this van and these asshole terrorist guys are chasing after them. And how do they take care of them? They blew up the fucking truck with a bazooka. That's how you fucking do it. Alright? You don't fucking run around PG-13 shooting that looks fucking lame and tame, and I've seen better shit in my playthroughs of Halo on the Xbox. At least I actually get to shoot aliens. At least I actually get to shoot them and blood pours out of their goddamn orifices, and it's not just jerky camera work, shaky cam, or might as well be filming it in the inside of a pinball machine because the flippers are banging the goddamn camera around. So anyway, it's a completely pointless, useless, forgettable action scene, forgettable car chase, and Sly ends up getting stuck on, holding on for dear life on this, of course, that's afterwards, when he and his rest of his team are hiding in a crate in one of these, the train crates or whatever, his big train crates. He's hiding in it, and he realizes that the guy they're supposed to take down, the target, is Mel Gibson, and Sly's surprised, and so he gives away the fucking location like a dumbass by yelling, "Stone Banks!" and with literally no emotion. "Stone Banks!" It's just, I really laughed. It was just like, Sly didn't even try. He was just like, "Stone Banks!" And it gives him away, gives his location away. So then, what does Mel Gibson do? He shoots Caesar. He shoots Terry Crews in the ass. Of course, then later you find out that it's in the back or the leg. So they fucked up with the continuity. And Sly then ends up holding on for dear life on one of these crates. And his buddies bring him back up. And then, of course, after they get out of this alive, you have to have this artsy-fartsy bullshit scene where all you see is Caesar on the ground and his friends huddling over him and this fucking Photoshop filter bullshit. And you hear the sound of your ears ringing. Yeah, like I needed to hear that! The movie wasn't painful enough as it is. I need to literally hear my ears ringing. Fuck. So after that, Then you get this one of the few scenes that I actually thought were actually good, with Harrison Ford, who meets up with Sly, and pretty much, and Harrison Ford says the F word and gives Sly some shit. I wish Harrison Ford bitch slapped Sly in the face. That would have made that scene even more awesome. Then after that, Sly and the rest of his pals, they go in and visit Cruz in the hospital, and then they go to the bar, and Sly and fucking Barney decides to be a fucking pussy and decides to say, well, I think we should hang it up. We're getting too old for this. The only way that this is going to end up is with us in a hole in the ground. It's a young man's game. And so pretty much Sly gives up. Barney gives up. The same guy who said after Liam Hemsworth was killed in Expendables 2 by Van Damme, the same guy who said, track him, find him, kill him, is now like, well, I think we're too old for this, and we should give up. It's a young man's game. And wow. So he pretty much just fucking gives up. He goes in and gives up and says, fuck it. We're too old for this shit. And he acts like a fucking father figure now for grown-ass men. Yeah. Well, he's trying to look out for them. And, they're getting a little bit older and he wants to help them, What? Increase their livelihood? They're fucking mercenaries. They know what the fuck they're getting into, and this is what they do for a living. It would be like if in Rocky 4, if you had a scene where Talia Shire just said, you can't do this. There's not that you can't do it. You have to stop this. And Rocky replied back, well, you're right, actually. I shouldn't do this. I'm getting too old and I shouldn't fight anymore. I guess I'm not a fighter. Yeah, if he instead of saying, I'm a fighter, fighters fight. It's what I do. If he just said, all right, I won't do it. I mean, what the fuck? So anyway, yeah, Sly gives up like a bitch. And then the rest of his team, of course, Jason Statham's like, hey, what's going on, man? We've been through all this shit. We can do it. And even Wesley Snipes is like, hey, so you broke me out of jail for this? Oh, I forgot about it. Oh, a joke that Wesley Snipes said earlier. They're like, what were you in jail for? Tax evasion. Tax evasion? Tax evasion. Tax evasion. Okay, great. Lovely. Had to bring that joke in there. Yeah, I didn't see that coming. It wasn't funny the millions of other times I heard it when people started making jokes on the internet when he was originally sent to prison. So why the fuck would you have to bring that shit up again? Because this script sucks. So anyway, after that, after Sly gives up like a bitch, you have this really shitty montage with the rest of Expendables just packing it up, trying to live normal lives with a shitty hipster song. And then Sly then it becomes the hunt for the new Expendables show. Becomes who's the next Expendable reality show. So you think you can be an Expendable on Fox. And so Sly goes in, and he's full of shit. His character's an asshole in this. He says, you're too old for this. I'm telling you, we shouldn't do this anymore because we're going to die. You're eventually going to die. And so he says, fuck my own team. I'm going to do it myself. I'm going to still do it, but I'm going to hire a bunch of young guys to replace you. What an asshole. So anyway, he goes in and he teams up with Fraser Crane, and they go look for the new Expendables. And I swear to God, this is all you fucking get for a reason why these new kids should be a part of the team. The first guy he goes in and looks for is climbing bro, Thorne, who he goes in, he's climbing on the side of a cliff, and he says a line like, you're going to be on me. I want you on me. It's like, maybe I want you in me. I want your cum in me and in my mouth. So he's on this cliff, and I'm thinking, what are you trying to do? A homage to Star Trek V, The Final Frontier? Or what? You think you're Ethan Hunt in MI2? So he's fucking climbing, and he leaps from one rock to the other and fucked up. And if it wasn't for some magic fucking parachute that pops out of his ass that's completely CGI, it is really horrible to look at. And he flies away off into fucking Neverland, I guess. This guy's a badass. This is the guy who should be... This is a guy who should be on the team. Fuck that shit. This guy wouldn't even make it on the X-Men and X-Men First Class. This guy's a fucking reject. All this guy can do is climb, and he can't even climb very well because he fucked up and fell. If it wasn't for a parachute to save his ass, he would have been dead. What? So that's a great way to start it off, really. And this is your new Expendables, Glen Powell, a dude who I guess is supposed to be a climbing expert, but doesn't know how to climb very well. But I guess he's the tech guy. So we needed that. We needed tech in our old school action movie. So anyway, after you meet up with that guy, you meet up with Ronda Rousey. Or is it Ronda Rousey or is it Victor Ortiz? I don't really care which fucking order it is. I'll just go with Victor Ortiz Mars, where they meet up with this guy, and you see a shot where he's got some boxing gloves on. It looks like he might have punched a bag, but you don't ever see him do it. And then the only scene you see that makes you think that this guy would be worthy of Expendables is he fucking grabs a gun and shoots it. That's fucking it. That's all he does is grab a fucking rifle and shoots it. And hits someone the targets. There's nothing special about Mars. Could have a fucking Mars bar take his place, and there wouldn't be a fucking difference. There's nothing special about this guy. Ooh, he can hold a gun and he can shoot it. I can do that too. Why am I not an expendable? Because I wouldn't want to be in this piece of shit. So anyway. So after that shit, you get introduced to Ronda Rousey's character, Luna, who's a bouncer, but in a really shitty scene with a really shitty song in a nightclub, and looks like they shot it behind a green screen. She just fucks up these guys who don't even look like fighters at all, and she fucks them up real quick in a really shitty choreographed fight scene. And that, yeah, she's good. She's good. She's a good that's good enough to hire her on a team. Really? Because she just punched out some fucking drunk assholes in a bar? Lovely. Great. Why don't you hire every other bouncer in the goddamn United States? So after that, well, no, because they're not women, and we want to have the female. And then she also is a fucking sexist bitch, saying lines like, after she beats the guys, she's like, Ned. I thought we were done with that. I thought we were done with that back, I don't know, 20 years ago. We stopped doing that sexist shit. It's not funny. It's stupid. It makes women look bad. And it's not funny. So after that, see, does anything I told you make you think that these new kids are worthy of being Expendables? Fuck no! Nothing! The movie didn't even try. It didn't even try to make these new kids appear to be at all equal to the original crew. They didn't even try to make them appear to be equal on equal footing. I mean, that's some lazy shit right there. I didn't even try. I didn't even do the cliche thing where they have a mission and they do a lot better than the old guys, and so the old guys get retired and they take over. I mean, fucking Soldier did this shit better. I mean, what the fuck? D2 the Mighty Ducks handled the addition of new crew members a lot better than this movie did. When D2 the Mighty Ducks does a better job than you do, you fucking suck. And I say it right here, D2 the Mighty Ducks is better than Expendables 3. Fuck, even D3 is better. So anyway, one last member, Kellan Lutz, is Smiley. All you see is all you see is his ass getting kicked by some guy in a Mexican fight club. That's it. He gets his ass kicked, slide then, okay, all right, you got your ass kicked. And you took a fall. You took a fall for money. You're perfect. Yeah, because he's a sellout. That's why he's perfect. Just like you, Sly, you sold out, so you went for the sellout to add to your team. It makes perfect sense now. Sellouts look for other sellouts. I mean, really, what the hell? Why is there anything that you would believe that this guy would be a good member for the team? You don't even know what he does. You don't even know if he does anything other than he's fucking sells out for money. That's it. That's all you fucking know is he fucking takes a fall for money. And Sly just assumes that he had some rough life and he's trying to make some money and he lost some guys in his team or some shit. I don't know what the fuck he's smoking, what the fuck he's blowing up our asses, but I'm not buying it. So these 4 new Expendables. These are your 4 new crew. Not Jeff Speakman, not Michael Dudikoff, not Cynthia Rothrock, not Kathy Long, not try to get Kurt Russell again, no. I fucking take Steven Seagal's fat ass over any of these fucking young posers. I really will. I would. And the truckload of cheeseburgers he brings with him. I take it over these fucking posers. So anyway, yeah. That's scintillating entertainment. You know, seeing Sly and Fraser, Stallone, you're seeing Barney and Fraser go in and look for some new recruits, and they're not even, they're not, the fucking kids in the rescue show more promise. So anyway, what happens? Sly gets a new crew, and they're getting ready to fly away in the plane, Expendables plane. Sly's old crew meets up with him, and the new crew is just completely disrespectful to the old crew. Treats him like shit. One guy gives shit to Dolph, calls him an old man, and I wanted Dolph to literally just beat the shit out of him. And if the movie actually went that route, I would have really liked to have seen that. Of course, that doesn't happen. Oh, of course, I also forgot while they were doing the hunt, they met up with Antonio Banderas' character, and he was the most impressive out of them all, doing these really acrobatic stunts. And then they pretty much just passed him on because he's too old. Sorry, Antonio, you're too old. And you look like you actually can do something that would be valuable in a fight. But the guy who can wield a gun and shoot it, he's better than you because he's young. And the guy who can climb, but the guy who can kind of climbing bro, who can use some techno shit, he's better than you too because he's young. And because old people can't learn new things, of course, because they're like old dogs and they can't learn new tricks. And oh yeah, and also that chick who can fight and beat up a bunch of drunk guys in a bar, she's better than you two. And the guy who takes some money takes a fall and gets his ass kicked for money, he's better than you too because he's young. And you should understand that, Antonio, because young people are better than you. Bullshit. Fuck the young people. Fuck the new generation. And fuck this movie. Seriously, this movie is literally a slap in the face to the old fans of old school action. It is. It's like, bitch slapping you right in the face. And then slapping your dick. It's really fucking sad. And it's really uncalled for. The amount of disrespect this movie has for the genre it's supposedly trying to respect. So then after that, Antonio gets turned down, and you have the new crew disrespects the old Expendables, gives them shit. Even fucking Smiley starts talking back to Sly, his superior. He's giving his superior shit, and Sly doesn't do anything about it. Barney doesn't do jack shit. So they end up getting into the plane, they go off in the new mission, and it's like fucking Mission Impossible 5. And I'm like, I did not like Mission Impossible 4. What is this techno bullshit? The fucking techno wizard, techno boy, virtual boy, Kellan Lutz, no, not Kellan Lutz, virtual boy Glen Powell, Thorne, throws a fucking whirligig thing in the air, and it targets some shit, finds a way, and they find a way to take out the power in this building where you get the 2 lines of Robert Davi as before he gets fucking shot. And then the new Expendables and Sly end up going in and rappel down the side of the building, get in the skyscraper, and kidnap Mel Gibson. And they put him in this van, and this van down by the river. It's a van down by the river. And I wish this movie's so fucking shitty. Just take every copy of this piece of shit, put it in a van, and throw it in the fucking river. So anyway, in a van down by the river. So they're in a van down by the river, and Mel Gibson actually has a good scene with Sly where he tells him about his past, that he was an expendable. And there's a really corny line of dialogue, though, where he's talking about, I break your spine, you break mine. How about we get, let's get, it's like, oh, fuck, I even forgot it. It's not let's get spiny. It's not that. It's really lame. Let's get fucking, oh my god, I even forgot that line, because it was stupid, that's why. It's not let's get spiny, let's get bony, let's get fucking, I don't fucking remember. Let's bone each other, how about that? Might as well been that. let's get spiny. That might have been it. Fucking, I don't think that was it, though. I swear to God it was something else. I'm not looking it up. I'm not looking for the goddamn line. Not fucking doing it. I'm glad I forgot it. It's shitty. It's not funny, and it ruins a good scene between Sly and Mel. Mel does a good job as a villain, as Stonebanks. That's it. And then what happens is, of course, he has a tracer on him, so his team finds him and gets him out, and takes out the truck down, blows it up, fires a missile at it, sends it on its side, sends Sly flying out, and Sly gets out on the ground, and they go after him and blow him off the bridge in a really shitty looking, it's blown off the bridge like some scene in cartoon. It's like, boof, whoa! And he falls into a waterfall that showed up out of nowhere, and he lands on a rock and gets knocked out. So yeah, Sly gets blown over, falls into a waterfall, and his head gets knocked out by a rock. Now, where have I seen that before? King Kong Lives! That's how King Kong got knocked out in the movie. And fuck it. I don't care what people think. King Kong Lives is better than this shit. At least it's unintentionally hilarious. This is just bad and sad. So, of course, he wakes up. The Mel Gibson's guys try to go after him. He makes short work of him with his 6-shooter, which is really okay. It's something, but I've seen it a lot better than the other Expendables movies. It wasn't anything I haven't seen before, so fuck that. And then after that, his old team miraculously shows up to help him, and he agrees to let Antonio Banderas join the team. And Antonio Banderas is literally, his character Golgo is one of the most annoying motherfuckers you will ever see. Because his shtick is just, he will not shut the fuck up. That's it. He won't shut up. He will not shut up. He's just a motor mouth. And just won't shut up. And that's supposed to be funny. Wasn't funny at all. It was painful. It was really fucking obnoxious. I wanted Dolph Lundgren to take some duct tape and just tape his mouth shut. And that would have been a nice opportunity for some humor. But the movie didn't do that because the movie has no humor. It's just a bunch of lame jokes and shitty no-liners, zero-liners. Like when Wesley Snipes, I forgot to mention this, but Wesley Snipes in one scene where he's fighting one of these bad guys with a knife, he's like, Sally got a knife. He's like, looky here, Sally's got a knife. Yeah. That's not even a joke. What the fuck is that? Sally's got a knife? Who's Sally? Long Tall Sally? What? Sally Struthers? What the? It's that kind of lines of dialogue. And even Wesley repeats his jang-a-lang line later in the goddamn movie because it's supposedly a good one. And then Sly's old team, the old Expendables, they show up miraculously, and it's supposed to be a heroic return, but it's not much. Because 50 minutes of goddamn movie, they're not even in it. And you're stuck with these posers, these new kids on the block, who should go hang themselves because they're not so tough. And then they end up, of course what happens is when Sly even, they got captured. I forgot when they tried to get Mel Gibson, tried to transfer him in a van down by the river. They get captured. And now Sly and his old team up and get the plane, the Expendables plane, and go after them. And then the last 30 minutes of the movie is one big long action scene, which is just a bunch of randomness. Sly running around while there's explosions, attacking a couple guys. Kellan Lutz showing that he's valuable by doing some BMX stunts and driving around on a motorbike fucking throwing grenades in tanks' pee holes. Not that fucking great? And a bunch of 10 people versus an army. You know, it was kind of ridiculous in Expendables, but at least the first movie didn't take itself seriously. It's not saying that this one did, but at least the first movie had more action. It had more to it. It had more thrills the last half. There was more visceral to it. It was more visceral. It was more, heart-pounding excitement. There's nothing here. It's just action for the sake of action with no adrenaline. And so they're running around, explosions. Great, you have a bunch of explosions, okay? Michael Bay, you're making Michael Bay cream in his pants, Expendables 3. Lovely. So they're running away, explosions, explosions, explosions. And then just a lot of just lame action scenes. And Wesley Snipes gets to barely do jack shit and nothing. Ronda Rousey does more, and all she does is choke some guys out with her legs. Like, all these female fighters seem to, a majority of these new female fighters that choke people out of their legs. I'm sick and tired of UFC fighting scenes in action films. I want to see UFC fighting style? I'll watch a UFC pay-per-view show or watch UFC. UFC fighting style is not exciting to watch. It's not exciting choreography. It's not exciting to watch. I want to watch a chick kick ass, or watch a Cynthia Rothrock film, or watch Kathy Long kick some ass in Knights, or The Stranger. See, I'll watch that. I'll see that instead. Instead of this UFC lame wrestling, I'm going to choke you out in my legs, boring ass action scenes. Antonio Banderas had a decent little fight, decent little action scene. Didn't save the movie. Arnold Schwarzenegger has pretty much a really nothing role, where he pretty much just plays pep talk boy to Sly for the majority of the film, until he ends up teaming up with Harrison Ford, and Jet Li shows up for a shitty cameo, which is completely useless, where he says maybe 2 or 3 lines of dialogue and fires a gun outside a helicopter. That's all he does. And he even says a line like, "Trent's offered me more money." Of course, yeah, you did it for the money. You even admitted in the film's dialogue that you did this role for the money. Of course. It's a waste of Jet Li. I mean, fuck, Jet Li gets less screen time and more shit to do than Kellan Lutz. It's fucking bullshit. Fuck these new guys that suck. So, anyway, this shitty helicopter chase with Arnold, with Harrison Ford piloting. Arnold's in the hanging out the back with Jet Li, and they're shooting at these guys on the ground. There's nothing to it. Seriously, the action scenes in this movie reminded me of the action scenes in Shadow Warriors 1 and 2. Those TV movies that starred Hulk Hogan, Carl Weathers, and Shannon Tweed. Those movies? That's not what you want to emulate. So anyway, I mean, and actually some of those action scenes had more fighting. That's ridiculous. So anyway, I admit it. Both those movies were better than Expendables 3. And that's pathetic. So anyway, so it's just a clusterfucking action scene. Just random scene after random scene that has no adrenaline and no thrills to it. Because it's just a bunch of explosions. Sly punches some people. He knifes a guy. Wesley Snipes knifes a couple guys, but we really don't see it because it's shot up close and we can't show anything. David Ortiz is running around like a dumbass with a shotgun, blowing away people, but the shotgun's been completely censored now. It's really amazing, the evolution of the big gun, the big shotgun from the first film, where it's just annihilating people, to the second movie where it's not really annihilating people anymore, to the third film where it's not annihilating people at all. It's just Puff the Magic Dragon gun. Just Puff the Magic Dragon. Yeah, it was just... Fuck. Or like, what the fuck is this HR puffing stuff bullshit? So just David Ortiz should have been dead already. Dead as a fucking doornail. You don't run around in a combat scenario. You're going to run out of fucking ammo. It's going to take you too long to load your shotgun, and you're going to be fucking dead. Same thing for Kellan Lutz. Oh, I could ride around in a motorcycle. I'm throwing grenades into tanks. You know how small the hole is on a tank? On the barrel? Throw a grenade in it, you have to be an excellent aim. And I don't think you can do that. Mythbusters, get on that shit. Do an episode. Is it possible to throw a grenade into a tank barrel hole? I mean, Seriously, riding around a motorcycle don't mean shit. And you're not the Mega Force, okay? Kellan Lutz, you're not Ace Hunter. And you don't have the benefit of a flying motorcycle, let alone one that has missiles on the handlebars. Now, if you had missiles on the handlebars, then you're kicking some ass. But you're just riding around, whoa, I'm the dirt bike kid, look at me. Real life, the fucking tank would have blown him away in 30 seconds. So, and what is Ronda Rousey? All she does is just choke some dude out with her legs. Jason Statham is useless. He gets in like one fight with some big dude that lasts, what, maybe 20 seconds. Even more useless is Dolph Lundgren, sadly, who earlier in the film pretty much is just a joke. Or actually later in the film. I'll get to that soon enough. But he's just a joke here. There's nothing to do except drive a tank along with Randy Couture, who's also his partner in uselessness. And then Sly pretty much takes most of the time. Most of the running time in the end fight, the end battle is pretty much Sly doing most of the stuff and running away from explosions. You know, Wesley Snipes doesn't have much. Fucking climbing bro, Glen Powell. He just climbs. That's it. It's not much. He's completely fucking useless. Because the movie never even tried to make these characters, these new Expendables, appear to be useful, let alone actually worthy of being Expendables or worthy of taking the over screen time that should be relegated to Wesley Snipes, Jet Li, Arnold Schwarzenegger, Jason Statham, Sylvester Stallone, Dolph Lundgren, and even Terry Crews and Randy Couture. They didn't even Harrison Ford. I mean, there's nothing that they showed that made them believe that they would even remotely deserve to take over the screen time. It's just really one of the laziest goddamn excuses for a screenplay of this caliber I've seen in a long time. And pretty much the film, this 30-minute whatever long battle, which just has no thrills and no excitement, ends with there's a bomb in the place. The crew starts fighting. Of course, it's early before they actually started teaming up because Sly has to tell them, like, work as a team. So I'm like, yeah, the Mighty Ducks. You're not Gordon Bombay. What are you doing? Ducks fly together. So then after they find a bomb and they go in, and then, of course, the bomb is set up by Stone Banks. And so the rest of the crew decide not Kellan Lutz, forgive me, I'm confused. Glen Powell, a fucking techno wizard, virtual boy, he ends up using his a wrist thing that Dolph Lundgren had, which is, here's Dolph Lundgren's character's joke, because he doesn't know anything. Where he's like, he has this thing on his wrist, and Glen Powell's like, hey, give me that. What? There's only like 1% of battery left. Like, what are you doing with this thing? You forgot to charge it? Oh, you know how to use it? Oh, I just use this thing to check the weather. Oh, yeah, great. Yeah, let's make Dolph a fucking joke. Like we already did. We didn't do that enough in Expendables 2. Talking about whale ass. We got to make him sound like a complete dumbass. Lovely. So Virtual Boy jams the bomb signal, gives the rest of the team enough time to get away, get in the trenches helicopter. Oh, I forgot about the helicopter battle because it was fucking forgettable. It was Asylum-level CGI. And Stallone said in a recent interview where he actually said this, you got to see the helicopter fight. It's something else. Yeah, it's something else. It's something shitty. It's one of the shittiest things you'll ever see. And Arnold's shooting at people on the ground, and he actually shoots at one of the helicopters, and the CGI helicopter blows up, and he's like, I'm like, yeah. That's shooting a CGI helicopter, Arnold. That's worthy of a big celebration. So fucking so sad. Arnold kicked more ass than Batman and Robin than in this movie. So anyway, of course the rest of the team goes to Trench's helicopter, and of course also Sly also said this: fight scenes, we're gonna top the raid. We're gonna top the raid. You're gonna top the raid at the end. Oh, you're gonna top. I need a moment for that. Top the raid with this PG-13 action scene with just more explosions and fights. Have some of what you're smoking, Sly, please. That's some good shit. Top the raid. Oh my god. So, yeah, the only thing you're gonna top is a can of Raid, because this movie is twice as effective as a can of Raid to killing bugs, and your fucking love for action films is also killing your buzz and your excitement factor. Top the Raid. Yeah, a can of fucking Raid. Show this movie to some insects, they'll die out of sheer boredom. Anyway, so top the Raid. Don't make me laugh, Sly. You already did. God. So anyway. Oh, that's really funny. It really is. If you've seen this movie, it's hilarious. So anyway, Sly tries to top the Raid in a 40-second fight with Mel Gibson at the end, because the rest of the Expendables get on Trench's helicopter. Not really. It's Harrison Ford's Trench's helicopter. It's like a 40-second fight between Sly and Mel Gibson, which is pretty much nothing. Just a bang, bang, back and forth, punch in the face, couple punches in the face. They drop their weapons. Sly knocks Mel Gibson down. Then Sly gets back up and shoots him with the 6-shooter before Gibson can shoot him. And Gibson, when he's dying, he's like, aren't you going to take me to The Hague? And Sly's like, he says the lamest one-liner I've ever heard him say in his entire career. It's not, like I said, like a lot of the one-liners in this film, it's a zero-liner. Take me to The Hague? I am The Hague. I am The Hague? Hague, I guess, is a prison word for a prison, but I am The Hague? Should have just said, I am the fag. This movie is a fucking... It's just shit. I am the fag. Or I am the glad bag. I mean, wow. I am the Hague. I am the Hag. You're an old woman. Okay, yeah. That would explain why you're making PG-13 pussy movies now. Because you gotta puss... No, seriously. I am the Hague? The fuck is that shit? You go from... Crime is a disease, and I'm the cure. Or, another line from Cobra. This is where the lust stops, and I start. Sucker! To, I am the Hague. I am the Haagen-Dazs. What the fuck? I am the Hague. Yeah, more like I am the fag. I am the fag. This movie's fags. No, I'm once again, it's a joke. Fuck it, I am the Hague. Anyway, so after that shit, Sly ends up miraculously escaping the exploding building, running on top of it with this horrible looking CGI explosion behind him, jumps up on this rope that's hung from the helicopter, and he swings away from the explosion, and the rest of his crew's giving him shit. He's like, come on, help me up. And they're like, no, not until you apologize. And then the helicopter flies away and he's hanging on for dear life. He's like, I'm sorry! Are you apologizing for this piece of shit, Sly? That would be good. Sorry for wasting my time? Anyway, so then they come back to America, to a bar, the bar that's been in other films. And the fucking new crew, they get the tattoos, including Antonio Banderas. And I kid you not, the new kids, they make a comparison, they start making a reference to Captain Planet! Yeah, these are your new badasses, making a reference to Captain fucking Planet, the lamest superhero of all time next to the Wonder Twins. Our powers combined, Captain Planet. Fuck. So then, after if you thought they couldn't get any more lamer, then they do karaoke, and they do a Butcher and Neil Young song and start singing, "Oh man, look at my life. I'm a lot like you were." Of course, that's how Neil Young sounds. This is how they sing. "Oh man, look at my life. I'm a lot like you were. Oh man, this movie sucks. It's a piece of garbage." So, yeah, I really then the movie ends, and I really go fucking hang myself. Oh, fuck. Or slap myself silly with my own dick. I really don't know what else to say. Expendables 3 is a long rant. It had to be. This is, my opinion, the worst film of the year, because Sly can do so much better than this. And he sold out. He admitted he sold out. And then he delivers this lackluster, limp dick of a product that just killed the action genre. It killed the 80s action genre. It's dead now. You're not seeing another film that's like the 80s action genre in theaters. You're going to see it direct to video. Because this film will probably be hit. Then studios will look at it, well, that's what people want to see, and you won't see stuff like Hard Target. You'll see shit like this on your big screen, on the big screen. So thanks a lot, Sly, for being a sellout. Thanks a lot for making this piece of shit. Thanks a lot for pissing me off and wasting my time. And I really don't know what to say. Expendables 3 is rated a 5 star. Fucking, there's like one. That's probably being generous. Maybe we'll just give it 2 fuck yous. The ass. Fuck you, Expendables 3. Piece of shit. Fuck. I am the fag.